Good morning. Good morning. Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. Welcome to First Unitarian Church of Orlando. My name is Neil Boris. I'm serving as a worship executive here at 1U. And with me in today's wonderful service, I'm giving you a forecast here, are our worship leader and music director, Aubrey Candelario, Director of Lifespan Religious Enrichment, Judith Stein-Farrell, our accompanist, Danny Monzon-Villegas. The Chalice Choir is with us this morning. And they are accompanied by Jacob Hike on the drums. Board member Ronnie Monteith will be with us today. Yeah. And last, and certainly not least, our chalice lighter, Ruby. Yeah. Now, let's not forget our teams of wonderful people in the background working diligently to ensure that we come together this morning. So we thank all involved. Now, we greet you this morning, old friends and new, as we explore our Unitarian Universalist faith, which draws us into a community of justice seekers with a commitment to lifelong spiritual growth and compassionate service to the community. Whether today is your first day with us or your 1,000th day in our midst, you are welcome here. Whoever you love, whoever you are welcome here. In this community, your whole self is welcome. We welcome your race, national origin, immigration status, gender identity, sexual orientation, age, physical or mental abilities, economic status, religious background, or body size. We welcome you. Now, we have a number of special announcements today because this congregation continues to thrive. So hold on to your hats and watch the slideshow, all right? First off, from our friends at Religious Enrichment, a quick reminder that there is an Adult OWL information orientation session next Sunday from 1 to 3. You may attend without RSVPing, but it is helpful if you do so. That way we have enough materials and food. It's going to be mid-afternoon and you will be peckish. So let us know if you plan to attend. Also next Sunday, we have something special in store for our beloved community. The Reverend Dr. William Schultz will share with us one last sermon in which Bill will reflect on some of what he has learned over the last 50 years as a former president of the Unitarian Universalist Association, executive director of Amnesty International USA, as professor of preaching and public ethics in the UU Seminary in Chicago, and so much more. A very accomplished person. After the service, in fact, he will be available to sign his latest book, Reversing the Rivers, a memoir of history, hope, and human rights, which includes many stories from his years of leadership in the human rights movement. So, we'll see you next week. Speaking of seeing you online next week, oh yeah, it's the Share the Love auction, and it will be in full swing starting on the 14th, Valentine's Day, by the way. It is too late now to sign up for an offering, but we'll all be preparing to receive by bidding early and often from the 14th right to the 23rd. Now, if you are interested in fellowship outside the walls of this sanctuary, in a world that often feels heavy, reclaiming joy and connection is a powerful act of resilience, and so we ask you to join us for the 1U outdoor weekend at Moss Park This is about recharging with community and nature. Here are the details. We gather the weekend of February 27th to March 1. We have reserved a space at Moss Park Group Site C, as in community. Please RSV by scanning the QR code on the screen just so we can coordinate food and supplies. You can choose your own adventure. You camp out in a tent or an RV, you spend the night under the stars. Or you come and play for the day by joining us Saturday for nature walks, scavenger hunts, crafts, games, and fireside worship. Whether you're roasting marshmallows or singing by the fire, we invite you to find rest and reverence in the great outdoors. If you have any questions, just email fellowship@orlandouu.org. And again, the QR code allows you to sign up. Now, for more information about our congregation and any of the announcements, just go to orlandouu.org or email us at info@orlandouu.org. All other announcements are posted on slides before and after the service and can be found with links in the weekly update or on our website. If you would like to follow along with today's service, just use this QR code on the screen behind me, and that will link you right through magically. Thanks again for being here in person and online today. Welcome. Now, it's time for us to light our chalice. And I want to bring forward Ruby. This is not Ruby's first rodeo. She is an experienced chalice lighter. She's a pro. She's 5 years old and in kindergarten, and this is lovely, right? We asked her some of her favorite things. Big cats, warriors, and Egyptian queens. That is a Hollywood movie altogether. All right. So now, with Ruby's help, and yours as well, please read along as we light the chalice. In the light of truth and in the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. And now, please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing our opening hymn from the Teal hymnal, number 1018, Come and Go with Me.
Good morning. There was a child once, I read, that asked his mother to trim the heavy off his steak. He meant fat, but his mother had forbidden anyone in the home to mention the word fat. When Reverend Margley announced that this year would include a series called Let's Talk About Bruno, and in case you don't know, that is a line from the movie Encanto, where there is a brother who's kind of a ne'er-do-well and mentioning his name could bring bad luck, so the family is forbidden to ever talk about him. They do a whole number in the musical. It's great. I knew that my topic for Let's Talk About Bruno had to be requested, because for years I'd imagined giving a reflection titled, "They Still Shoot Fat People, Don't They?" That title is inspired by an episode of Designing Women. Do you all remember that show? Some of you do? Yes. In the episode, Suzanne Sugarbaker attends her high school reunion after recently gaining weight. She walks in seeing herself as beautiful and glamorous. The other attendees only see her as fat. And from there, comedy ensues. I am deeply grateful that Reverend Margley has created a theme that invites this church to talk about things we usually avoid. I have been in and out of this congregation since 1996, and in all that time, I have never heard anyone address fat liberation from this pulpit. Now, to be fair, I haven't been in every single service in the last 31 years. Has anybody? Okay, good. Good. Maybe I missed that sermon. If I did, I'm truly sorry, because I would have loved to hear it. So welcome, friends, to a service where I am going to address the elephant in the room. Thank you for laughing. I felt like that was a dad joke, but you'd get it. I'm going to give the talk I wish I had heard. I may make some of us uncomfortable. I certainly will make myself uncomfortable, and I'm going to use the word fat a lot. Now, if you are joining us online for the first time, please say so in the comments. If you are joining us for the first time or even the third time in worship today in person, and you would just like us to know you are here, if you are willing, please stand briefly so that we can offer you a warm welcome. Welcome, and now let's greet each other.
I wanted to address a question I heard came up. We announced an OWL class next week, Adult OWL. OWL stands for Our Whole Lives Sexuality Education. And for those of you new here, the UCC churches are famous for teaching accurate, appropriate sex education with the language that tells you what's going on, what's real in the world. And we developed this program together. We're well known for teaching it to kids. We also have an adult education program. And anyone that's interested in taking it is welcome to come to the orientation next week. And we're joining up with the first University Unitarian Universalist congregation on the east side, and teachers from both sides are teaching it, and we're going to alternate locations. That's the short version. Thank you. Just let me know if you're coming so I know how much food to have. All right. So in case you don't know, my name is Judith. I'm the Director of Lifespan Religious Enrichment, and this is the time for all ages. I invite any children, youth or young at heart that would like to join me up here on the carpet for a conversation and a story. Woo! I've never seen them running up here before. This is awesome. And you're also welcome to stay right in your seats. So Aubrey described this morning, I'm going to sit down for the kids. I think everyone can still see me. Aubrey described this morning that we are going to be, in the service, our adults are going to be talking about the freedom to be ourselves and recognize that the word fat is not a dirty word, right? We are Unitarian Universalists, and justice, equity, transformation, and interdependence is part of who we are, and those values are all about recognizing and respecting our bodies as they are, among other things in our lives. So, I'm reading a story today, and kids, I would like you to either play quietly and try to hear this story too, okay? I happen to know you have this story at home, so. As you listen to the story, folks out there, if you're comfortable and you recognize yourself in somebody I'm describing, just give a little shout out silently, maybe raise your hands, clap, hoot, whatever sounds good. And then there's a mantra you need to know. You need to be ready to repeat with me. Ready, kids? Bodies are cool. Can you say that? 1, 2, 3. Bodies are cool. One more time. Bodies are cool. All right, here we go. Bodies Are Cool by Tyler Fetter. If I can get the book open. Big bodies, small bodies, dancing, playing, happy bodies. Look at the different bodies. Bodies are cool. Lanky bodies, squat bodies, tall, short, wide, or narrow bodies. Somewhere in the middle bodies. Bodies are cool. Cool. Do you see all those bodies there? Y'all don't know they're on a subway, but we don't have those here. Round bodies, muscled bodies, curvy curves and straight bodies, jiggly, wiggly, fat bodies. Bodies are cool. Dark skin, olive skin, every shade of brown skin, pinky pale or peach skin. Bodies are cool. Vivi, are you repeating? Poofy hair, wavy hair, springy curls and flat hair, lots of hair or no hair. Bodies are cool. Leg hair, armpit hair, fuzzy lip and chin hair, brows meet in the middle hair. Bodies are cool. Hazel eyes, brown eyes, monolids and round eyes, blind and wearing glasses eyes. Bodies are cool. Crooked faces, bump-nosed faces, flat nose, full lips, gap-toothed faces, stick-out ears and thin-lip faces. Bodies are cool. Freckled bodies, dotted bodies, rosy-patched and speckled bodies, dark-skinned swirled with light-skinned bodies. Bodies are cool. Hairy fingers, wrinkly fingers, dimpled elbows, chubby fingers, wobbly arms and stubby fingers. Bodies are cool. Soft tummies, saggy tummies, flat or sticky outie tummies, innies, outies, pregnant tummies. Bodies are cool. Thick legs, scrawny legs, knobby knees and long legs, roll up to the table legs. Bodies are cool. Faint scars, bold scars, stripes from getting bigger scars, marks that tell a story scars. Bodies are cool. This body, that body, his and her and their body, however you define your body, bodies are cool. Growing bodies, aging bodies, features rearranging bodies, magic ever-changing bodies.
Bodies are cool.
My body, your body, every different kind of body. All of them are good bodies. One loud time. Bodies are cool. Awesome. Thank you for helping me read that book. So they can hear you talking about the blocks. There's a mic under the bench here. All right, folks, if our families on the aisle would please form a loving arch, our children are going to come out to religious education class, enrichment classes.
Good morning. My name is Ronnie Monteith, and I'm a member of the Board of Trustees and one of the leaders in our new Friends of the New Image Youth Center. As we invite you into generosity, we are affirming at this time in our we are affirming that this time in our service is not simply an invitation for you to practice giving. It is a reminder that your giving is necessary for you to exist and thrive and continue to engage the good news of Unitarian Universalism. It affords us to be the change we wish to see in our world as we take action rather than waiting for others to do so. Unitarian Universalist Kristen Collins wrote, "We give to remind ourselves how many gifts we have to offer. We give to remember that we are part of something bigger than ourselves. We give because we believe in music and sacred space. We give that with the faith that together we have enough." There are several easy ways to give. Today's full collection will go to the ministries of this congregation. Our Share the Plate recipient for the month of February is Hope Community Center. Should you choose to make a direct donation to our partner, please let us know for recording purposes. The offering will now be collected. Note that you can also give online, and remember that when you donate through Zephy, you can change the service fee at checkout to $0. Okay, I guess that's it. Let us joyfully receive what is offered here today in the spirit of gratitude and fellowship. Thank you.
This is the time we set aside for deep sharing of our hearts and for prayer and meditation. If you have a sorrow that you need witnessed or help with, or have a joy that you wish to share, please contribute to our collective sharing of joys and sorrows to be read each Sunday during worship. You can send an email to joysandsorrows@orlandouu.org during the week. If you are attending in person, you can fill out a card at the registration table and hand it to an usher before the start of service. We also participate in a candle lighting ritual. So bring your joys and your sorrows as we come together. Come as you are. Your whole self is welcome to this sacred space we are creating together. The flowers this morning are a beautiful arrangement offered by Catherine Vaccaro, who is wishing everyone luck when our Share the Love auction kicks off online this Friday. Remember that one you will be the big winner. Bonnie Peabody shares that her son Ethan will celebrate another Gotcha Day on Thursday the 12th. Ethan Maxim, thank you for phoneticizing that, was just 1 year old when we met him in Russia. He will graduate high school in May. He's not here with us today, but will be watching from home. So I'm glad I said that right. Sandy Pollock is loving our new library setup and would like to thank Cindy Watson for making the trek to Tampa a few months ago to secure just the right color shelves. And a big thank you to Mike McCluskey and Cindy for putting them all together and setting them up the weekend before last. It looks terrific and will be so useful. Rose Byler's father, Paul Byler, passed away peacefully on January 27th in Pennsylvania. Rose appreciates your thoughts and prayers for her and her family and welcomes notes of comfort. From Paul B., please pray for Donna, my brother Greg's wife, and our family as we grieve his passing. Greg passed away at 8 p.m. on Friday, February 7th, 2026. We were grateful to have the chance to say our goodbyes, and we ask for prayers of comfort, peace, and strength for all of us during this difficult time. We're going to work on the reading of this one. The Boris family has a joy. They celebrated Adina's 51st birthday yesterday. This was with 3 of her Peace Corps friends who were in town, all 3 kids, her mom and sister, and some local friends. It was a throwdown. Can you tell Neil wrote this? I'm just saying. The presence of this community was felt, and the week of radiation and immunotherapy was forgotten. From our larger community, we hold our communities and our country with care, and the world with our compassion by acting for justice in all of the small and large ways that will move the arc of the universe towards justice. And please let us remember that the arc is long. And for all the joys and sorrows of this community shared today, and for those held close to our hearts, let's pray, let's celebrate, and send each other healing energy. If you will now, either gently close your eyes or create a soft focus for yourself. Get comfortable in your seat. Take a breath in and then exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. If you are willing, place a hand or both hands on a part of your body that has brought you anxiety or shame. A part of your body that you have believed just didn't measure up. Maybe it's your stomach, your neck, your thighs, your face, your fingers. Perhaps it's a scar. Maybe you feel guilt over this part of your body. Maybe you feel resentment. Maybe you feel embarrassed. Just place your hand there and hear these words. This is my body, the vessel that carried me through the fire, the skin that stretched to hold everything I couldn't say, the part that grew not out of weakness, but out of need. I place my hand there now, not to scold, not to change, but to greet it. Hello, friend. You carried my pain. You offered protection. You bore my silence when the world was too loud. And now I see you. I see me. I will not wait to be thin to be kind. I will not wait to be sculpted to be powerful. I am not hiding anymore. This is the body of a person who survived, who is rising, who is becoming more in touch with every single day. I do not reject this belly, this thigh, this stretch mark, this scar, this bump. I do not worship it. I respect it. It is not my shame. It is my story. Today, I walk through the world with all of me. My fat, my scars, my fire, my softness. And I say to every inch of me, you belong. You are mine. You are worthy. And you are home. Just sit with that feeling for a moment. When you're ready, take one more deep breath. Exhale. And come back into this space that we are sharing. On second Sundays, we enjoy congregational candle lighting during service. We are feeling an overwhelming sense of grief and sorrow, or an effervescent sense of joy and gratitude, lighting a candle of intention to carry our hopes and prayers toward a brighter tomorrow can be a small action for manifesting the world we deserve. If you feel so moved, please come forward in lines down the 2 center rows and come to the table 3 at a time to ignite your intentions and invite a blessing. Neil will light a candle for our beloveds watching from home, and one for our hopes and sorrows that feel too dear to be spoken. Please come forward. All right, now, people, I hear a lot of sniffling going on out there. I hope you all have colds, because we got a lot to get through here. And it's just going to get worse. Yay! They still shoot fat people, don't they? I wanted to put that out as the invitation to this, but I was too afraid without context. Everybody would be like, no, we're not going to that sermon. It is a takeoff of the Designing Women title episode, They Shoot Fat Women, Don't They? As in, they shoot horses, don't they? The idea that when an animal is no longer useful or needed, we put it out of its misery. That Designing Women episode was written after actress Delta Burke gained weight. Burke, who played Suzanne Sugarbaker, gained about anywhere from 50 to 75 pounds and was ridiculed in the press and on late-night talk shows. Her acting ability did not change, her fashion sense did not change, her wit did not change, but she gained weight. And apparently America said, well, that's it, cancel her. Send her to live in the woods with Bigfoot and Oprah. Viewers demanded she be written off the show. The press called her Delta Bulk. She was labeled the new spokesperson for Save the Whales. In one horrifying real-life moment, a fan yanked open her coat and yelled, "Let's see how fat you really are." Like every fat person that I know, I have been abused mentally, physically, and emotionally because of my size. As a gay man, I have been verbally bashed in public 2 or 3 times. Every time that really hurt. But as a fat person, a baby, a child, a teenager, a young adult, an adult, I have been called ugly words because of my size so many times I can't even count them. And I had to pretend like it didn't hurt. In my experience, I have endured much more visible hatred for being fat than for being gay. When I was about 7, my mother told me that if I didn't stop eating, I'd have to get my clothes made by Allah, the tent maker. She wasn't very socially conscious there. A 3rd grade classmate beat me up after school because they said I was too fat to be on the playground. When I won an award for my school and the newspaper came to take my picture, I overheard an administrator whisper, "Does Aubrey have to be in the picture? Is that the image we want to project to the public?" 3 years ago, when the elevator to my 2nd floor classroom broke, a student yelled down the hall, "Oh my God, the elevator's out! Mr. Connelly's trapped. He's too fat to take the stairs." I tell you all that not so you'll feel sorry for me, but you'll understand if that hasn't happened to you, what it's really like. Those are just 4 instances of a lifetime. Delta Burke and I and roughly 22 million Americans classified as obese have endured these slings and arrows. Some say fatness is the last acceptable prejudice. In my lived experience, yeah, that kind of checks out. People who would never make a racist joke, an anti-Semitic joke, or a homophobic joke will drop a fat joke without thought. People would never say, "Hey there, dark man," to a black man. Will happily greet me with, "Hey there, big guy," and they think they're being friendly. They're not. As a kid, men in the barbershop constantly told me, "A big boy like you should be a linebacker." But they never said to the average kids, "You look like you'd make a great flute player." Or, "You scream competitive chess." I am going to break my anonymity to share that about 20 years ago, I attended Overeaters Anonymous for about a 4-year period. It has been said that people in AA meetings laugh and people in OA meetings cry. Alcoholism is treated like a disease. Fatness is treated like a moral failure. Overeaters carry lifetimes of public humiliation, with doctors, family, and strangers repeating, "Just try harder." For an alcoholic, alcohol is clearly the enemy. You can name it, curse it, joke about it, quit it. You don't need it to survive. But a friend of mine who is in both OA and AA said, quitting alcohol for her was like locking a tiger in a cage and throwing away the key. It was hard to get that tiger in there, but once she did, she was done. Food abstinence for her was like putting the tiger in the cage, opening the cage 3 times a day, putting her head in the tiger's mouth, pulling back out, shoving the tiger back in, locking it, and then knowing she had to do that 2 more times a day, every day, for the rest of her life. And here's an uncomfortable truth I have to admit. I have made the same assumptions about society, or that society often makes. That being that fat is automatically bad, and that every fat first person wants to be thin. I absolutely believed the only way I would find love was to be thin. Several times in my life, I've lost over 150 pounds. In the last 2 years, I've lost 130. Some of you have seen that. And every time someone says, "You must be so much happier now," I'm like, meh. A lot of things are easier. You know what? I miss food. I mourn food. I don't eat sugar at all. Sugar's delicious. I miss the presence of my bigger body. I miss the strength. You know the gym guys who brag, bro, I benched 250 today. Well, bro, I benched 450 every time I stood up from a chair. At my lightest adult weight, 167 pounds, I actually felt fragile. But at 450, I was a geological feature, a landmark. I took up space. Part of me wants to lose weight, but part of me loves being big. But I have never felt unjudged enough to decide that for myself. My first day as music director for this church, someone was speaking from the pulpit about ethical eating. Good goals, truly. Environmental awareness, animal welfare, social responsibility. But I have this seared in my mind. My first day, I was running late from a rehearsal. I came in those doors about 3 feet, and someone was saying and framing eating as a moral choice. No talk of genetics or addiction, mental health, family history, just what I heard was eat right, good person. Eat wrong, moral failure. Just recently, from Reverend Margalit, I heard the term for the first time, fat liberation. My first reaction was, oof, that feels aggressive. I don't know if I can get behind that. After years of being told fat is wrong, what the hell is fat liberation? But fat liberation means dismantling fat stigma and rejecting the idea that weight equals worth or health. Here's my truth. Being fat never made me unhappy. The world insisting I shouldn't be fat made me miserable. Clothing stores made me feel invisible and pathetic. Theater seats made me feel ashamed. Friends telling me I was going to have a heart attack made me terrified, and ethical eating made me feel like a failed human. I am a food addict. Moderation to me sounds like telling an alcoholic, just have a half a martini. Some of us like food, some of us like being big, some of us feel strong, safe, grounded, taking up space. Other people get that feeling from CrossFit or kale or drinking 100 ounces of water every day and peeing every 11 minutes. But fat people are judged differently. Jogging equals discipline. Veganism is ethics. Hydration is self-care. Fat is failure. So am I a hypocrite? I stand here and tell you I like being fat. At the same time, I just told you I've lost 130 pounds. The truth is just so complicated. I don't like joint pain. I don't like being out of breath tying my shoes. I don't like that I developed diabetes. I don't like my body slowing down when my spirit is still sprinting. What I like sometimes is the feeling fat gave me. I liked feeling strong. I liked feeling like no one could knock me down. My friends would be afraid to be out alone at night in a dark alley. Not me. I could take anybody. Another complicated truth, I think big men are beautiful. I am a gay bear who loves other gay bears. My husband loves my body. If I had been skinny when we met, I can guarantee you he would have not even asked me out. When we met, I had just lost 150 pounds, and I planned to lose 50 more so I could finally be acceptable. Meeting him in my mind only happened because I had lost weight. When he told me he loved my big and abundant body, I never believed him. Because I started gaining weight back, every pound I gained back felt like I was losing his love. That is what living in a fat-phobic world does. It teaches you that love is conditional, that acceptance is temporary, that your body is a problem to be solved, not a home to be lived in. Right now, I'm pretty happy. I've gone from 450 pounds to 330 pounds with a goal of about 250. The charts say, and my doctor says, that a man my age and height should weigh about 150 pounds. To which I say, fat chance. More dad jokes, you're welcome. I have learned something about myself. I really do like being strong. So now I lift weights 5 days a week with my friend Shelley. I started losing weight this time because I was diagnosed with diabetes. My blood sugar is now normal without medication. It's like I never had the disease. People say I look 15 years younger. That may be the weight loss. It also could be the beard dye. I think it's the beard dye. I can lift my leg over my motorcycle. I can walk around Epcot without having to leave. I just couldn't do that before. These are real concrete ways my life is better in a smaller body. And also, I can buy clothes I want, not just clothes that exist. I fit in airplane seats. Seat belts do not negotiate with me anymore. I find shoes that don't feel like medieval punishment. I get fewer stares. It has been almost 2 years since a preschooler at my school pointed and yelled at me, "Why is he so fat?" Children tell the truth. None of those things should have been traumatic in the first place. That's not biology, that's just society. Instead of accommodation, fat people get shame. Instead of medical investigation, we get told, "Come back when you've lost weight." Instead of being told we are sexually attractive, we get told, "You have such a pretty face." Newsflash, that is not a compliment. So let me be very clear. If you tell a fat person you are attracted to them despite their weight, if you tell someone they look so much better now after weight loss, if you independently decide to help a fat person eat healthy because you want them to live longer, if you invite a fat friend shopping only to regular-sized clothing stores for inspiration, that's not a kindness. Here is what fat liberation means to me. It means living in a world where bodies are not moral report cards. Doctors treat symptoms and not stereotypes. Clothing is available and not hidden. Chairs are designed to hold all body sizes. Then people never walk into a room and scout out immediately, "Where's the chair that will hold my body?" It means children are never taught that their worth is measured in pounds. Fat liberation means living in a world where we all fit. And I mean that literally, in seats, in spaces, in healthcare, in love, in dignity, and in belonging. When Delta Burke gained that weight, she did not lose herself, but the world just decided to treat her differently. We can change that, not by pretending bodies don't matter or that health doesn't matter, but by deciding collectively that human worth is not size dependent, that no one has to become smaller to become acceptable. Dignity is not earned by suffering, and no one should be treated like a punchline because of the space they take up. If we can make spaces and systems and communities where people actually fit, then maybe someday no kid will learn shame before they learn self-worth. No adult will measure love in pounds. And no one will have to stand in front of a room like this and explain why they deserve to take up space. I was never too fat. The world was just too small. Amen and blessed be. Please rise in body or spirit and join me in singing our closing hymn, 1053, "How Could Anyone," from the Teal Hymnal. We will sing this 2 times through. The words will be reflected on the screen. Beloveds, worship has ended, and now the service truly begins. Remember, we haven't just been to church, we are the church. My call to action this week is to go out and take up space. Don't shrink, don't hide, slim, fat, tall, short, round, oval, or pear-shaped. We all deserve to exist in this world. When you show up with your whole self on display, you may inspire someone else to do the same.
Oh, Aubrey, thank you. And so now we extinguish the chalice. Please say these words with me as we extinguish this flame. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry into the world until we are together again.